Okay, more Deadly Premonition, the weirdest game I've played in a while. Excited to see more of this. I think we're getting kind of sort of close to the end. We are going for 6 hours today, so there's a good chance we'll finish it. We'll see. It's competitive with Shadow Hearts. It's pretty strange. I think the fact that it's like a little more grounded makes it weirder in some respects.
Previously during the investigation.
Like folks are saying with Shadow Hearts 2 being odd.
About Diane?
Agent York, Nick is leaving the bar.
Wait! She's still alive.
Stop right there, Nick. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Diane Ames. Emily, hurry!
You saved my life.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
It wasn't your fault, buddy. With the ice picking door, I think unfortunately this might be a zombie section instead of this doory section. I guess we'll see. We just did a zombie section though. Oh no, we might be okay. It's the sex dungeon from the memories. Oh, there's the reverse peace sign pendant.
So it's not bonus footage. It's still part of the main feature. The perpetrator is exactly who I thought it was.
First things first. We'd better let poor Nick go.
Surprise! We didn't actually get that reveal last episode, but it was becoming pretty clear up to that point. I feel like there's still more going on with it, though. Just playing the track from last time, but with Andy on the stage. Maybe that is Carol this time. Hey, what's up, Johan? He's imagining, okay. I'm just gonna rap early if we beat it. You tried to hide it most of the time, right? His face expression during that. That probably would have been a better stopping point last week. I didn't know that we were coming up on such a quick conclusion. Killing 332 like zombies. Potentially hallucinatory zombies.
Previously during the investigation. Okay then, Zach. Let's pay Harry another visit and get to the bottom of all this.
And that one. And that one too. All red seeds.
Welcome, York. The killings 50 years ago. There is something about it that you won't find written in those files. The people were attacking and killing each other, rampaging as though insane.
Quite a story.
Especially potentially hallucinatory
More
zombies.
than local folklore.
What
There
does
you go,
that all
Kyle.
mean?
It's called The Legend of the New Raincoat Killer.
York, we found Thomas.
Zach. Okay. So it's not bonus footage. It's still part of the main feature.
So
Perpetrator
weird
is exactly
smiles.
who I thought it was.
Hey, more Black Lodge. Oh my god, the controls for the kid are so weird.
Come on,
I don't know if you
boy,
can see
or it'll be
this.
too late.
Like, it stutters with each, like, foot pad. It's not as good as the dog foot pads earlier. It's like he's not smoothly moving. It's like stuttering with every step.
Dad? Dad?
Come on, boy, or it'll be too late.
I wonder what keeps closing behind me. Okay. It's a good question. This is one of those, like, the sound of his feet, clearly intentional, right? It doesn't show up elsewhere in the game, but it is so bizarre.
It'll be too late.
It was the same with the dog earlier. I was like, maybe you guys should just cut the dog walking sounds. And then he just vanished. Some things can only be classified as art.
Dad? Dad?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, boy, or it'll be too late.
Funny at first, lasts long enough to not be funny, and then lasts long enough to be even funnier. Ooh, there's a card in here. Brian Xander Morgan, my dad. And I got an extra FBI pay bonus for finding his trading card. No, is it like a Shaggy Dog story?
Dad?
Or like the
Boy, or it'll
Family
be too
Guy
late.
thing? It's better than the Earthbound dad, at least he's not just a phone. Getting a real actual paycheck in your dream. That's how things work in this universe.
Daddy? Daddy?
This is another one of those things where you can see, like, you can almost see the screenplay, like, the child version of the protagonist chases his father through a forest. But he can't quite catch up to him. And then, like, the actual implementation is, like, way too long, as the awkward sound effects. Yeah, it's like a Shaggy Dog story or The Aristocrats. You've seen The Aristocrats, right, Donovan? Documentary. No, not The Aristocats. The Aristocrats. Should look it up. I'm sure you can find it online. It's a documentary about all the comedians telling the joke The Aristocrats. Where the challenge is to just get on stage and tell the most vile, offensive thing you can for as long as you can. Gilbert Gottfried's telling is like the iconic one. There's a couple good ones. But if you just Googled Gilbert Gottfried aristocrats, you'll probably find that one. Hey, it's the victims. Okay.
Waiting here for someone.
What?
The person you are waiting for will be here soon.
It's the upside down peace symbol. Got a bleeding tree, that's always fun. Here in the Black Lodge.
Grandpa, wake up! Grandpa, hey!
Oh, Emily. Sorry, my dear, I must have fallen asleep.
Bob Saget has a really good aristocrats joke too.
For today. Tell me the rest of the story.
Yes, of course. That was our promise, wasn't it? Before I continue on, though, I've got a little gift I want to give you.
Wow. It's pretty.
Consider it a protective charm, like a signpost. It will help to lead you through your life.
A signpost?
One day, my dear, you will find out one of the truths of this world. That the world is filled with contradiction and inequality. When that day comes, how will you respond? What
Yeah,
you
right,
do?
It's a joke for comedians, it's not generally for normal audiences.
The value of your
Hey sir, how you doing?
this pendant.
This pedant. It's one of the only typos in the game, but
The value of your life. I
hey!
have faith that you will
It's
grow
been-
up into a woman who can make the right choices. Do you
Old
understand?
York the whole time? What? Nani the heck? This game is the most Twin Peaksy thing I've seen that's not Twin
Come toward the
Peaks.
climax. As the angel said, I was soon fated to meet him. What do you think of those dreams, Zach? So I do care for Emily. What about you?
We should take this opportunity and talk about this a bit.
Great opportunity for it.
If I hadn't seen Yor come into the bar, well,
The
you'd
music.
have found this place, would you? Now, how about that? I guess I've always been lucky when luck was needed. That's why I've been able to stay in business too.
You're gonna see
Although
his
we have
lips
Will
never
in effect for
connecting.
Finding this room, I suppose. He's got a great nose. Clever too. He'd be a great businessman if he wanted to be. I owed you guys one anyway, and I owed York big time too. You guys didn't tell anyone about that whole thing with.
I think they just flipped
I
his
wanna help
model.
you guys out. Is there anything I can do?
Kason, I appreciate the offer. But this is a police matter. You can leave everything to us from here.
Oh, well, okay.
George, look. These cigarettes. They're the same brand that York
They're
smokes.
playing the
He's
zombie
definitely
music
doing
now
it.
instead of the whistle song.
Carol's
Okay, it's a little bit more tonally appropriate.
Last night. This town will be deserted if this keeps up.
What do you think is really happening here in Greenvale?
Emily, let's focus on looking for York. I just hope there are more leads than a cigarette butt around here.
Surprised they didn't name the town like Lone Summit or something, right?
Hey, Willie, of course. You can track his scent, can't you, boy?
I think Kaysen's animations are
What
the
do you
weirdest.
think, officers?
It's saying a lot for this
Help you out, why
game.
don't you? Oh, he'd make a fine police dog.
I told you we don't need...
Sounds good, Kaysen. We need all the help we can get. Come on, George. Let's let them help us.
But they are civilians.
Do you have a better plan? As we speak, York might be...
Tied to a chair, talking to himself?
All right. Let's have them help.
Thank you, George.
But one thing, with York missing in action, I'm back in charge. And York would give me hell if something bad happened to you guys. So promise me you'll call for backup at the first sign of danger.
Yes, of course.
I think we're missing something here. So I'm going to look around a bit longer. You go with Kaysen and follow York's trail.
Thank you, George. We're counting on you, boy. Welcome to the force, Deputy Willie.
I'm so interested to see what Deadly Premonition 2 looks like 7 years later. Like, are they going to keep it kind of like intentionally bad? Because I don't think this one's intentionally bad. It's not like Okage Shadow King where it's like they didn't care, or Resident Evil 6 where they ran out of money. They had too big of a scope.
Let's get rolling then.
Okay, I'm counting on you, Willie.
It's not... No, because the room is like...
Oh, not counting on me, though, are you? Sheesh.
The room is really bad. Like, this is a competent game. It works and it has some cool ideas. Oh, cool, I'm playing as Emily now. I like when games do a perspective change like this. Also, new song? Just the Controlling Emily song? No, she has infinite run, too. She has a much better, she has a much more healthy heart than York, apparently. It's bound to his character model. The one time he set it down, they had to move the camera in such a way so you couldn't see his arm. Like, I don't think there's a version of his model that's not holding it. This sequence, too, is pretty silly. We're just, like, running, chasing the dog together. Like, instead of just cutting to the next scene, right? That all of it plays to this song. This is too much. Willie understands crosswalks, yeah. Good dog. This is the game that only has 4 songs, and this is when they chose to deploy a new one. Sorry, this is cracking me up. This is so long. I wish I could make a song that's brilliant.
He can be a little selfish, but he's a good dog.
Oh, there's a
He
doubled
stayed
up
with me
outdoor
all
voice.
this time, through all the good and the bad.
How long have you been together?
Oh, we go back a long time. I can't even remember a time when he wasn't around.
I had a dog when I was small, too. He was a beagle, so we named him B. Stupid name, I know. He hated being left alone and always followed me around.
Do we revert to her standing animation there?
Even things I couldn't tell my parents. He'd look into my eyes and listen intently to anything I had to say. It's like he sympathized, and he didn't make fun of me. He would just listen. When I was done talking, he'd put a paw on my thigh. My worries just faded away when he did that. Made me feel like I was just a fool for worrying so much. Dogs are great that way.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I think they got a lot more wisdom than us humans. Even if they are betrayed, well, they don't see it that way. Sure sounds foolish, but you know dogs, why, they're always happy. I'm positive that even if man perishes off the face of the earth, dogs, why, they'll just carry on, regardless. They see everything, you know. From their dog houses, they look out and they see what humans do.
Kaysen.
Oh, look, Deputy Willie's calling for us. He's always like that. Let's get back to the chase.
I don't have words. I just have to immerse myself in this experience. Alright, back to the chase. So, okay, they must have been self-aware enough to realize how silly it is to have you run chasing this dog with Kaysen. We had to break it up with some kind of scene. But it's like completely tension deflating. And it was like 7/8 of the way to the end. Oh my god. This game's too much.
Thomas, I know that you're there. Your disposition is not of my concern. But you do need to stop this. Untie me. Let me go. Right now. And you and Carol should take off. Go as far away as you can. Open a bar or a diner in a new town. With your cooking, I know you do well.
Oh, you made that great biscuit.
Why, thank you, York. You're so kind. Unlike him.
If I had someone like you, things may not have come to this.
York, have you ever been in love with someone?
Thomas, a long time ago, I witnessed two people that I really cared about die. Both pretty much at the same time. And since then, I've tried not to care about anyone so deeply. But recently, that way of thinking has changed.
Emily, right? She's a nice girl.
But I must warn you, York. You'd be better off not falling in love with her.
Thomas, considering the circumstances, whatever I say might not be important to you, but I'll say it anyways. Don't you dare touch Emily.
York, I think I've said too much.
It's natural to respond when someone talks to you, I guess. Everything will end tonight. You just stay there until then.
It's kind of a cool scene looking through the blindfold. The loading screen. Country ham will satisfy a moderate amount of your hunger. Are we going back to chasing Willie? It's like the moments of gameplay where this game decides like you really need to be in control for this are so interesting to me. So, okay, has the purple arrow been directing us the right way the whole time and we're just following Willie? Maybe not. Wait, can she save? Who's she calling to save? She doesn't have any money. Alright, it's fine. Does game crash often on the PC version? It's an urgent police chase, too. Wait, what? Seriously? Okay. I don't think she's supposed to be able to see those. starting to wonder if this is like licensed music.
What's wrong?
What's the direction for the composer?
Oh no, it's just I promised to have tea with Polly. I just remembered.
What's that got to do with anything?
Yep, you're right. This just isn't the time, I know.
Axel F would be perfect.
Well, she reminds me of my mother who passed away.
Kaysen.
I've been a salesman for a long, long time. I never had time to talk with my mother, you know. Sales, they were the thing for me. No matter what happened, this was more important. So even when she was sick, I put more energy into my work, which I regret now. And you know, when I heard she
If you haven't seen this whole playthrough, not of it, and I highly recommend YouTube VODs. There's nothing like this
in Jersey.
on the market.
I want to give something back.
What even is
Momentum? To give it back to. Well, that's when I met her, Polly. I thought heaven had given me another chance. I really did. So I always stay in that hotel whenever I come up here. Oh, sure, the rooms are great, but in all honesty, I go there because I want to talk with Polly.
Does Polly know all this?
No way. I'd never say anything.
Everyone should see a full playthrough of this. Not everyone has to play this game, but everyone should see this game. Watch it on like 1.25x speed or something, but...
Right, let's get going. Deputy Willie disapproves of any chit-chat. I'll make it up to Polly some other time, I guess.
Dark Souls shit, Twin Peaks. Yeah, thanks for voting for it and putting it on there, Death Johnson. Like, I was nervous, especially when it booted up and I saw the frame rate. I was like, uh-oh, that must be why people don't like this game. It's like, no. Yeah, I'm excited.
Zach,
I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle the sequel.
About that at the moment. Thomas is certainly a great cook. It's a shame to keep his cooking hidden out here in the countryside. Don't you think so, Zach?
Ugh.
Which reminds me, there's another great cook in town. To fall in love with her would mean that I would need to love her cooking, too.
The music! The stock animation!
That coffee she made.
That's not her animation, that's someone else's wireframe that they... I feel like someone could very competently remake this game, but it would lose all of its charm. Like... I wonder if the sequel's gonna have combat. I really hope it doesn't. It's gotta be Emily's cooking side quest. Nice. This could not feel less urgent. Trying to bet if we're gonna have another stop to talk about Kaysen's backstory, right? I didn't play very much of D4. We only got like an hour into it, but it felt almost too competent.
It's only a hunch now, but I don't think Nick killed Diane.
What do you mean?
Me and Diane, we were, you know, pretty close. I'm sure some people might have moral issues about it all, but I'd like to think that I knew her pretty well.
It kind of looks like his lips are touching now because of the low angle, but his teeth touch when he talks.
You know, boring. And she'd always say, "You're so different from Nick. He's so much more intelligent."
Sounds like something she'd say.
Nick was one of the few people who she could talk to, you know.
Hey, he
and
did
vice versa for Nick, I suppose. Diane also told me that she was best friends with Nick. He'd have nothing at all to gain by killing her. I can't believe that one would try to kill the other. I just can't.
But even the best of friends can end up in the worst fights.
Still, the voices and footsteps I heard that night, they were something else. Much more violent, more horrifying. Diane's voice sounded different, too. Different. Hard to explain. Of course, I couldn't make out what she was saying.
You told York all this?
Of course I did.
What did he say?
I know, that's fine. Something like that.
All of them are completely intentional, which is what's so shocking about them. It's easy to get so tripped up in this and be like, that has to have been an accident. Like, no.
Killer.
Not with video games. The weird doubled up outdoor audio has to have been on purpose. This sequence is so long. It's been almost the whole episode is in running with this guy. So, okay. It's one thing if Kaysen is like super involved in the murder, right? He has something to do with it, and you're doing this to kind of quickly make sure you get the backstory if you haven't bumped into him enough in the main game. But if he doesn't matter at all, then this is even funnier to me.
Zach, about Emily. Don't you feel almost...
Alright, the fa-da-da-da-da song.
I don't think I've ever felt that way looking at a woman before. No, I'm wrong. It's a long time ago now, though. Do you remember that incident, Zach? Anyways, I was very surprised when she came to my hotel room. Not in a funny way, don't get me wrong. It was really exciting, though. I thought I heard my heart thumping inside, you know? It's inappropriate during an investigation, right, Zach?
What was that? Why did she pop in all of a sudden? And if the only time you control Emily in the whole game is running around with Kaysen, that's even funnier. Because they had to set up the UI for Emily. You know, they had to change the control scheme. Like, she still has her default standing animation. Can she shoot the gun and stuff? Yeah. I can't get over this song. It's perfect. I think this song's in the same key as Axel F. Didn't line up because of post-processing. Someone call up Girl Talk. Do a DJ mix. The weird random Spanish, too. At least it sounds like Spanish. I don't know what's stranger, if this is a licensed song or if this was something they asked the composer to put together. Maybe this is the song the composer spent all their time on, not the whistling one.
No, I mean, well, I always say hi when I see them at their store.
Don't you think they make a wonderful
These are the, well, Willie's fucking around cutscenes.
So. Including Jim, I suppose they do.
Indeed they do. The ideal family, I'd say. You know that I look after Isaac and Isaiah pretty often, right? They talk a lot when I take them out. Yesterday, Mama and Papa, and this morning, Grandpa. Always about their family. Just listening to them makes me feel so happy. I don't have any brothers, you know. Maybe I'm a little jealous of those two. That's why when I come here, I always pay them a visit. Greenvale is really like a second home to me.
I can tell.
Deputy Willie's calling again.
The dog barks.
Let's get going.
Without closing its mouth.
For some reason in the darkness, I see Emily's face. When I first met her on the bridge, she looked so dignified. And that glimmer in her eyes when she argues every word I say. Her blonde hair lit by the dawn. Eating steak at the diner. Giving me directions in the car. Horror on her face in the gallery. And that coffee she made. And it's like she's a goddess in a tight dress. Zach, let's pray that she doesn't become a real goddess.
It's the weird, like, super Japanese-y way to talk about the murder victims. Totally normal Pacific Northwest way to refer to somebody. Oh yeah, she's a forest goddess, kids. Oh sure. Developing my X-ray vision superpower. I know I keep laughing at it, but it's still funny. At this point, I'm just trying to imagine how long can this go on? Like, how long can we be chasing this dog? Infinite sprint. I feel like another game would have just done this in a cutscene, right? What is it, Willie? Take us there. I would love that. 6 hours of following Willie around town on foot. Now the dog ignores crosswalks. Yeah, right, instead of skipping exactly to where you were, like... That's why we do cuts like that.
Willie, York is nearby?
Good
Orson
job,
Welles did that.
Can we stop running now, please?
You know, you can allow time to pass after a cut, right? Like, that's part of what cuts are for. It's one of her, like, 15 stock animations. She's used a couple in these last cutscenes that aren't really associated with her character. Like, each of the characters in the game has their own set of animations, and occasionally they'll adopt one from another character, and it looks super unnatural. Like, they had Kaysen do the York finger a while ago. It looks really weird.
So we took the long route here. You weren't playing with us, were you?
If we see another character do
found
this...
out where York is. George? George!
Oh, we did, because there was the fat, like, World War II
Kaysen,
soldier guy that was setting off the poison that used his model.
No, I haven't. And that's why you get to stay out here and keep trying to contact him.
He was like holding a bundle of poison in his arm instead.
Trust me.
This will be fine.
If you say so. I'll take care of this here.
I assume no monsters. I guess we'll see. My understanding is that the zombies are just a thing that York sees. It would actually be kind of weird if she has zombies, because no one else has ever commented on them in the main story. It looks like we're gonna get them. At least she reacted.
Stop right there! Stop!
You spent too much time with York. At least she's reacting to it.
York? Emily is here. Time to say goodbye then.
Thomas.
It's the first time the zombies have, like, actually interacted with the plot in any way.
I can help you. Just untie me and let me go. If you don't, the situation will be irreversible, unfixable.
York, no situation is reversible. Didn't you know that? Everyone, everything proceeds along a path preordained by fate. Goodbye then. I wonder who'll be the next person to open this door. Well, whoever that person is.
This game originally basically featured no combat, and then there was pressure from the publisher to add it into the game. So if you delete all of the zombie sequences from the game, it does not change the story at all. Like, the character will walk in the door, and it'll cut to a zombie level, there'll be no story, and then as soon as the zombie level ends, it'll pick up right from the character opening the door as if nothing had happened. And they tried to abstract the investigation sequences in the zombie fighting, but it doesn't make any sense. It's really strange. Just getting that FBI money. Someone must be above me. Agent Honor. So that cutscene where she reacts to them is the first time there's ever been anything in the story that acknowledges the zombies. Usually York just walks in and is like, they're here again, Zach. Where'd we go? Yeah, is York getting paid? I wonder if I can shave as Emily and get my bonus for shaving. I haven't shaved in a while as York. I think you're right, it must just be that she's too close to York. This is the clock tower, the mist clock tower, right? Yeah, the Cold War clock tower, that's right. They're like testing the zombie gas or something. Yeah, I haven't gotten any headshots because I don't have the gun that was letting me get one for free earlier. Thought I heard her say something. Turns out actually trying to aim in this game is really hard. Yeah, the story is that sometime in the past it turned everyone in town into like a murderer. It's a little bit more believable than the zombies, but I don't think the zombies are real. At least up to this point I thought they were just like a York-specific hallucination. So it's weird that she's seeing them. I'm curious if they're gonna try to explain it at all. I'm guessing the answer is no. Is anything in this game real? That's a good question. Don't you know this is just how you investigate things? Whenever you see Jerry Orbach on Law and Order trying to crack a case. He's always just going into his mind and fighting a bunch of zombies before equipping. The Black Lodge is the real world, and this is all a dream. Could be. I know you can get a sword in this game. Play the Castlevania 3 Clock Tower song. Whoa, sudden good lighting? Okay, because now we're out of zombie mode. Now we're in the real clock tower.
You sure took your time.
So imagine she opened the door, and then we cut straight to this.
Thomas, you've got nowhere to run now. Just surrender yourself.
Emily, I've been waiting for you.
Where's York? Is he okay?
He's quite the handsome one, isn't he? I liked him the moment I saw him. He likes someone else, of course. Who do you think that is? Hmm?
I'm asking you if he is okay. Answer me.
Yeah, the lighting looks the best it has in the whole game so far.
He is handsome. But me and Carol, we love not him, but a different person.
You guys love Zach? What?
My lovely G.
Yeah, we saw that tattoo early on. It was a way to rule him out as a suspect.
I do. All too well. Far better than you do, I think. You know nothing about yourself, nor this town.
Positional audio.
Don't make me shoot you.
You're a silly, sad little woman. We're heading for devastation. All of us. And no one can stop it.
Like they wanted you to see that he was crying.
You're sick. But there's still time. We can get you help. I'll help you.
You're too kind, Emily. As kind as a goddess. That's why he likes you. This town is soiled, and only you are shining in it.
That's right, Thomas. Let's just leave here together.
It was so much better back then. We had so much fun.
Yeah. Why is it going so fast?
Emily, that was before you came. I won't let you have him. You filthy pig!
Jesus, that was... Whoa, it's an actual boss fight? Wow. Oh my god, this is so silly. Oh my god! No way! This is the most fucking video game shit ever! What? I can't believe this is real! Like, I apparently should expect stuff like this.
Have it your way. I won't let you take him. I'll show you how serious I am. I'll turn you into hamburger meat.
What?
You pig. You're gonna die, Emily. You're gonna die, Emily.
The repeated voice lines.
Die, Emily.
The little screen pause, it's so bad. And the fact that my, like, laser sight is always going, right? The music during the fight too.
Emily!
This is incredible. This game generally has not had anything like this. Like, at this point I expect the second phase to be like Bowser in Mario 64, right? I gotta pick him up by his dress and spin him and throw him at bombs. Is this only on the PS3 version? He had to finish his animation. He couldn't die from the hook.
Thomas, don't make me shoot again.
Dude.
Surrender and turn yourself in.
The original version must have been... she just shot him in a cutscene or something, instead of shooting him a billion times.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's enough, Thomas.
That was so unnecessary.
Just come over here.
Emily, I just...
This game got made 5 years later, I'm telling you.
I hate you so much. Die, you skanky swine. Get away. Get
oh no!
Get off.
Willie made the jump from the ground outside.
Thomas!
That would have been absurd if it... Oh my god. Jesus. If that wasn't on a clock tower full of meat hooks. The fuck?
Oh, is that Thomas hanging there?
Yo.
Oh my god. He looks like a strung up turkey.
So it seems like Kaysen and the sheriff have both been
terrible has happened.
Pretty significant, like, red herrings so far, but it might actually be Kaysen. It could be the Love G, who knows? The music?
Hey, Willie. Are you here with your owner?
I think it'll just bounce off, right? Falling face first into a hook, too. I'm not sure that the hook would, like, impale your face. Thanks, Willie. The dog just fucking opened the door. Oh my god. This game is insane. It's so much weirder than Twin Peaks, and it's like, it's a challenge to be weirder than David Lynch. He's a weird guy. Oh, I took my equipment. I guess that makes sense. I love that they, like, had me walk over to them.
Hey!
Sorry, George. His wrists are just tied to each other. Just stand up, dude. You'll be fine. Having her have the zombie sequence was so unnecessary.
I'm fine. Got to spend some quality time with Zach. I heard gunshots. Did you get our man?
I mean, for certain definitions of got our man.
York, Thomas is dead. I shot him. He tried to kill me.
Well, I don't think that was the cause of death.
Thomas, I suppose that this is the fate you talked about.
I always knew I'd die impaled on a clock tower butcher meat hook.
I just told you I had to shoot Thomas.
Thomas's actions may have surprised you, I understand that. But our job is to catch the killer, isn't it? You didn't let the killer get away.
York, are you saying that Thomas was not responsible for the murders?
Of course not. Shock.
What? That makes no sense.
Emily, are you out of your mind? Thomas was certainly neck deep in this. But he didn't kill the girls. He has concrete alibis for all 3 murders. He also doesn't have the reverse peace symbol on his back. These are basic facts that for sure you haven't forgotten.
Then who?
I need you to be strong, Emily. If Thomas is not the killer, then there is only one other possibility.
Did he at least fuck up the clock tower?
One with free access to the department files.
Oh, is it George?
He doesn't have an alibi at the time of the killings. Love G himself.
Yeah, I thought so. Because they built it up so much
George
with, like,
is the killer?
His backyard and the tree.
And since when did you start thinking this?
I wasn't
Hates
sure
women.
to start with, but you saw the pictures, right? In that secret room in Carol's bar. That was when I became 100%
They planted that well. It was the point where I was like, it's
George
so
didn't
well
have the tattoo on his
founded
back.
that it might be a
right.
red herring.
He doesn't have a tattoo on his back, but there is a pattern there.
What do you mean?
Emily, I'm not saying that the pattern was the tattoo. Remember what Harry said. There isn't a single thing that can maintain its shape for eternity. And George's back is a perfect example.
Hey, you two. Could you explain this so I can understand what's going on?
Emily here. I've rescued Agent York from the clock tower. Thomas is dead. I was forced to shoot him.
The animation.
York is a little weak, but we're heading back to the department now.
Alright, well, I called it. Although I got it pretty early because I happened to check out his house and he's got the creepy red vines and the tree in his backyard. And
Emily, George is a friend of yours, isn't he?
Yes.
Then you have the weird interlude sequence where he tells you all about his backstory.
It's going to be tough to deal with. Are you willing to go through with this?
York, I'm deputy sheriff. This might be a small town, but I take pride in that.
He also was responsible for their deaths.
All the bad guys in Greenville.
The second 2 victims, he did something that caused them to actually finish dying, right?
Okay, then let's get moving. This case is going to end at the sheriff's department.
I didn't think there was going to be a boss fight with Thomas riding meat hooks in a clock tower, but I did think that Thomas was just going to be a quick aside, like,
madness. Willie, come
he
on.
likes to dress like a lady.
Chickening out now would be like leaving after eating the appetizers.
Basic wage, unpaid salary. I kind of wish, in retrospect, I guess the game didn't have time for this, or probably the budget for this, but I think you can get backstory from a lot of the other characters just by talking to them on the side optionally, but George is the only one that gives you that much information in like a mandatory cutscene. So it would be nice if there were some more mandatory cutscenes or side quests with some of the other suspects. Because George has been the best motivated for basically the whole game.
Emily, I'm going in from the front. You secure the back.
Okay.
What should I do?
Kaysen, stay at the entrance.
No, don't cut me out now. If this was a movie, I'd be some minor nameless character. And I thought I was the cheerful sidekick that helps solve the case.
Are we doing another zombie level? Why do we even drive him here? Why is he even with us? So many orchestra hits. The orchestra hits covering the song Looping?
Zach, I thought we might get a warm welcoming.
Oh, it gave me all the loot that she found. Okay. Right on. The Throne of Abyss. So she had the same animation kit there as some of the zombies, but it made her head stretch too tall. This game has not stopped blowing me away. I keep thinking that it's done everything weird that it could possibly do, and then it just gets weirder. Oh, right. Shoot. I'm gonna wait to profile until after I have all the clues. So, like, I think that the cutscene there, the camera, like, panned from the back room, so we started to hear an enemy in the other room or something. Now that I'm in Otherworld, I can request to have my suit dry cleaned. Because of course I can. looks stylish. Damn straight. I love him praising himself every time he gets a headshot. Great. Amazing. I couldn't tell if Emily was doing it too, but she may have been. Stinky agents can't apprehend. I love that that's like what it says too. It'll say, pop up and say stinky agent if you fail to change your clothes regularly. Yeah, aiming in this game is really bad. Like, you should just auto aim. I think this is the first time killed enemies have dropped something important. I also don't think in the fiction of the game that there's actually meant to be zombie cops. Well, there's not meant to be zombies at all. This is just a weird hallucination that for some reason Emily experienced for a few minutes. Black coffee. Hey, friend. Oh good, I'm glad I checked all of them. I wonder how many of those there are. Oh, there's still coffee in the other world. I'm wondering, since the zombies respawn, if like every zombie just has a chance to drop every key, or if specific zombies drop each key. Oh yeah, the can of tomato sauce sitting on the toilet. Perfect. And I could nap now if I wanted to. Bullseye. Hey, I saw your rebranding on Twitter. It's really cool. How's that been going so far? I'll make sure I get your your stuff merged over, SP and all that. I have a feeling I have the key for every cell except for the one that's marked. Yeah, I can totally see the Xenosaga inspiration. Yeah, I hear that. Hey, what's up, people? Next 10 km, right? I had somebody pop in the other day whose name was Book Club for Games, and I was like, man, it's really on-point branding. I just named my stream channel after the character name I always use in MMOs since I was a kid. PP. Okay, she's got the weird zombie thing, she clips through the door, and then it plays the Fa-da-da song. Not at all ominous save point. Sure, that sounds cool. That was interesting. Why is that so loud? Why is that... What? Okay. It says, here, only the color of the wall is different. There must be something. But there's clearly a door here, right? So is this like the writing said that there should be a secret passage? Oh my god, that's so weird. Maybe I need the other clue to be able to go through there. Let me check. Open most of the doors down here. I don't want to spoil too much. If you've ever seen Twin Peaks, it's like a combination of Twin Peaks and Shenmue. It's very strange. It's something that everyone, if they don't play for themselves, should at least watch a playthrough of. I've never seen anything like it. These weird combat sequences are not the game. In fact, they're like injected after the game was done, so they don't interact with the main story in any way. It was like the publisher said people won't buy a game that has no combat. Oh yeah. You should totally stream this. I will watch you. I want to see more people experience this game. It's something else. I'm playing it on PS3 right now. I think the PC version's doesn't come well recommended. It crashes a lot. The Switch version just came out recently, and I heard that one's okay. Yeah, it's a bummer about Crystal thing. Alright, I might have to ask for help about the weird wall that won't open. Yeah, that's fine, Spiky. Really? That's weird, okay. I love how it's just a door, too, because I don't think they wanted to, like, animate a brick wall. Yeah, unfortunately, in FML, the first, like, I don't know, 30 minutes of the game is all this stupid combat shit, but trust me, the game is mostly like Shenmue meets Twin Peaks. It's like the worst possible introduction to the game. And the dev clearly wasn't happy with this combat, so they made it really trivial, where you just hold down a lock-on button, and everything just dies for free. Yeah, no worries. Later. Don't get spoiled, for sure. Hey, Kiki. Oh, shit. Ow, Jesus. We're good. Stun locked over here. Yeah. Instead, I feel like it would turn off a lot of people that don't care about the combat. And people who do care about combat, right? It's like the Fight Club trailer problem, where the Fight Club trailer makes out Fight Club to be a movie about street boxing. So people who want a movie about street boxing are going to be very sad when they go to see it. And people who want whatever Fight Club actually is aren't going to go see it because they thought it was about street boxing. Ooh, a healing item would ever matter. Let's start profiling the deterrence of deadly premonition. That's correct, Spiky. I've never just had my health bar depleted. Yeah, no, I think that's why it starts with that. I agree, Gabe Saucer. But they definitely weren't... They were very short-sighted about it. Fork. A big farming fork. It's called a pitchfork, but okay. You can just call it a fork.
Carol!
The fuck? Oh, wonderful. So we're not in the other world room. I feel like the Orcus's sting was a little late there. They never did let us talk to Carol. She had that weird singing sequence. Make sure your tongue is missing, right?
Carol! Are you okay? George. George did this to you.
That's supposed to say Thomas? Okay.
He's dead. I shot him. I had to.
The gargling.
Carol? Carol?
I don't like Mike and Ike's.
Kaysen!
What, Kaysen's here? He's waiting in the car. What the fuck?
Rush to the hospital. She needs a full stomach and liver cleansing.
York, you need to come too. She needs...
No, I have to take care of something here.
His lips are actually closing there.
I can't take her alone.
Please, Kaysen.
Okay, I'll do it, fast. But if something happens, don't blame me, okay?
Just go!
I haven't been this emotional in a long, long time. Can you tell, Zach?
Yeah, they like help to deflate the tension, right? Turkey sandwich. I feel like I've seen games that will do the loading screen tips and then will suspend them in the late game. Just give you like a black screen or something. The furthest we've ever heard in that song, just because I was waiting for the save to finish. Dry bread with tomatoes on a hot dog.
Previously during the investigation.
Thomas, you've got no one
Go against everything this game stands for.
Surrender yourself.
You won't have it your way.
Yeah, like the lighting looked the best it ever has in the game during that scene on Emily for some weird reason.
York, are you saying that Thomas was not responsible for the murders?
Love G himself.
Okay. Hey, it's past midnight. Why is it giving me a free look here? Why would it even... Okay, it's fine. Music. We're not going to the final confrontation or anything.
So, Zach, I'm thinking of asking Emily out for dinner once this is all over.
She might die!
Nothing too fancy. Just somewhere where we can relax. You know what? Nick's Diner might be a good idea. I think I owe him a nice big tip, too.
That sound effect was so loud. And then transitioned right to the killer. Yeah, like, this game is weird in just the right way. I think that's the problem. Like, it's sort of like how there are bad movies that are bad because they're mediocre and boring. And then there are bad movies that are, like, really entertaining to watch because it's just, like, the decisions are baffling. And this game isn't even bad, it's just that it's an interesting concept executed in a really strange way with really weird attention paid to very specific sequences of the game. It's baffling. It's really the only word I can use to describe it. Not this comprehensively weird, it's a good way to put it. Like, the premise of a kind of open world, like, LA Noire / GTA style drive around the town, talk to suspects game is pretty cool. I actually think that aspect of it is executed better in this than LA Noire. Because LA Noire, like, it's a completely shallow open world. It's just drive between the witness locations. There's not really anything else to do. People to talk to, that sort of a thing. Yeah, I think that's part of it, is I don't think this is weird on purpose. I think this is completely sincere. I still haven't really, like, found a movie that it reminds me of. Like, I feel like if you tried to make a game like this on purpose, you would end up making something awful, like an Asylum Films Sharknado kind of a thing. But this feels like it works precisely because it's so sincere. Upside down deer head. I love the Zelda jingle too. Random steel pipe in the corner. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Weird execution of a normal idea. And one that's like completely sincere and where you can see the disconnect between what must have been written on the page and what was actually implemented. And like, Shadow Hearts is like superb execution of an extremely weird idea. Like, that game is very polished. Nothing glitchy in how weird it is. But it doesn't mean Shadow Hearts is better, because it's not. Like, Shadow Hearts doesn't provide the same kind of just constant stream of delight that I get from this game. Yeah, like there's a lot of bad games out there that don't spark joy the way this one does. Thomas's computer? Okay. Thomas's biscuits. No, this definitely isn't the room. It's not Plan 9 from outer space. Magically now I'm allowed to fight him, right? But he doesn't take any damage right now, okay. Sonic 06 is the room. This feels differently fun than like Resident Evil 6 as well. Resident Evil 6 is more in common with like a AAA studio flop, like Batman vs Superman or something. Gonna fight the Ringu lady again, right? Are they gonna spare me? It's just a regular long hallway? That's nice of them. Curvy-tailed flying squirrel keys. Oh, it turns out my wife Andrea is going to be in Vegas again all of next week, so next week will probably be 5 to 6 hour streams again. So I won't mind about wrapping a little bit early today. I could get some extra work done over here. I don't know how close we are to the end. This feels pretty close to the end, but... God damn it. I love that she needs to spawn in this specific kind of room. I only have to fight one of them, right? Yeah, so it's like Sonic 06 is an extremely normal premise executed very badly, like comically badly. This is a normal premise that's executed weirdly. It's like, let's have a sequence where you have to fish for the evidence. And the fishing is going to be a weird, like, Crisis Core slot machine. Like, what? And like there's all this jank, but nothing that's like obviously broken like in Resident Evil 6 or in Sonic 06. So, this game reminds me the most of Shenmue for sure. God damn it. Seriously? This enemy's so annoying. In that game, the weird thing about Shenmue is like where it decides to place attention to detail. I've talked about it before, but like there's so much wasted content in Shenmue, and by wasted I just mean content that the majority of your player base will never see, which makes the game really satisfying to play because basically any direction you choose to go, you'll always progress the story, whether you go talk to, you know, the shopkeeper or the barber about the next plot thread. But that means there's all this dialogue that once you get it from one person, there's no reason to get it from anyone else. But there's all these drawers you can open that just have like light bulbs and stuff in them. Now, of the games we've been talking about, Resident Evil 6 or Sonic 06 is definitely the most broken, where there's like glitches that can make the game unplayable at points. Dark Souls has a normal amount of path branching, or like multiple ways to get to the same content. Shenmue is insane. Like almost every plot step of that game, it's like you're solving a mystery and you're trying to get to the next thing to investigate. Almost every step, there's at least like 5 people you can talk to that will progress that plot step and will invalidate the dialogue trees and scenes of the other 4 people you could have talked to instead. Nice, 6 gun. What book was it? It's not so much that it's optional, it's that it's mutually exclusive content. If I talk to the barber to find out that I'm supposed to go to the tattoo parlor, then I miss out on talking to the street vendor, or the arcade guy, or the bar owner, or the little girl with the kitty. Their scenes are all removed from the game now because I already found the clue. And it ends up just being an enormous amount of work and material to account for that. Interesting. So like talking in response to tragic global events and how diplomats handled them or something like that, 6 Gun? Whoa. Super fast on fire zombies are not fun. Why is this place suddenly on fire? Agent Honor. Seems a theatrical tragedy. Interesting. Definitely needed a hunger meter. I've had to eat like one time in the whole game. Yeah, it's an exploration pickup. You're really honorable for checking out that file cabinet. Oh, the chocolate. It looks like it's like a wood panel engraving on like someone's desk. makes sense, X-Gun. Wonder if this guy's always been voiced by George. Wonder if once I press the scripted circle evade button, if I can just walk into the axe after that and be fine. I wonder how much shorter this game would be if you cut all the action sequences. I would guess it's like 15-20% of the game. At least ever since I realized they were pointless, I've just been rushing through them as fast as I can. It's a cool concept. Emily's bagel sandwich. Okay. Not just any bagel sandwich. Amazing. Amazing. Once I get to my toolbox again. I was trying to get it in my actual inventory. My inventory, unfortunately, has been full for a really long time.
Huh?
I love the sudden shutter door. Uncritical of our involvement in Guatemala and Iran. Who the hell is shooting at me from where? Oh, it's the shooting gallery. That's clever. There's very little in the way of like clever enemy placement in this game at all. I got shot during the cutscene. He's gonna give me the... That makes sense, 6-gun, yeah. Peace and prosperity are not inevitable. I guess I haven't thought about the role of tragedy in that. Well, this looks like the long hallway. This is like one of the most on-the-nose long hallways I've ever seen in a game, just because it's so different from the geography of the rest of the game up to this point. Alright, well, we don't get to hear this song often, so I'll play it.
You know what that is? It's the long hallway. You know it's at the end, right? It's the boss. You ready? Let's go beat it. Finally, the long hallway at the end of game. It's a trope, not a fiction. Just a day. The boss is right this way. Can't let him slip away. Come and join me in the long hallway. Hallway, hallway. It's the long hallway. Hallway, hallway. The long hallway. It's a pretty cool trope.
Actually, I think if I had ran the whole time, the whole song would have gotten to play. Yeah, can another boss live up to Thomas? That was crazy. I couldn't believe my eyes while it was happening. It just didn't seem like something that they would spend any effort on. That'd be fun, Mine for Fish, yeah. Go collect it all from stream video. Final opportunity to shave, nice. I made a train level montage way back in the day. Alright, so I can save. I want to see what this thing from Emily does. Put item away. I don't recognize the panda bear thing. Emily recovers hunger and tiredness, but then makes them increase again faster. Yeah, I like the Dark Souls 2 one. It's the place I can buy things from a shop, like, really late in the game, I guess? Okay. Guns are just tools for killing people. I don't like it any more than you do. Right, Six Gun? I just need to copyright claim the Long Hallway song. And then it will Content ID claim all of those videos. I could probably just go through most of the episodes we've done so far and just skip to the end and see if I remember if there's a long hallway there or not. I haven't been super good about activating it lately because it's usually longer than the hallway. Last one was a rare example of one of the perfect length. What is he wearing right now? What's with the open courtyard?
I finally got to see the real Greenvale. I knew you country folk were shy. It took you long enough to show me who you really are.
It's very common in Metroidvanias.
This is a wonderful and powerful town.
His hair.
Especially when it is raining.
I always get depressed when it rains. Especially in this town.
I like how he's all gross and veiny now.
Treasures. Do you know what they are, York?
Those seeds are one of them. But I don't think they deserve to be called a treasure.
He does look like a Mortal Kombat character. The thing with the scars is actually kind of clever.
Agree with my selection on the second treasure, anyway.
I don't disagree with treasure number 2. Emily sparkles like a precious gem.
This town changed since she came here, the goddess from the city.
I love his spike bracelets.
The fruit of knowledge, and gave us sin.
Brooke is such an ordinary man. Okay, so we're getting... There hasn't been a lot of biblical reference since the very beginning.
I was such a fool. A fool for being satisfied by the petty girls from this countryside town.
George, I agree you were a fool. And you were a fool.
this room, this is us confronting the sheriff. His costume is great, the dialogue is great, the sky is great.
They all died right in front of you.
A, B, C, D, E. Emily's next.
Save even one of them. Not even one. You're the worthless fool here. And that's what proves it. But me, unlike you, I am strong. I have power. My mother taught me, the strong, who can overpower others, is always correct and right. My mother stepped on my face with her stiletto heels because she had power. And when her heel
He looks so bored.
cheek, I learned to respect her. Since then, I obtained power of my own and found my own disciples. I became divine. All I need now is that goddess of fate and grab her with my hands. I want
The dialogue here, like the writing is so weird.
You're out of your mind. The goddess won't smile for you anymore, George.
This is just how his job always goes. Every one of his investigations. And just do a prequel about one of his previous investigations and just show how like similar it is to this one. He's like, oh, small towns. There's that small town charm again. Like that's what he says. Like once he sees this guy, he's like, oh, this must be the real Greenvale.
erotic creatures. Those black eyes, firm hips, slender legs. Hunting is a sign of power, especially deer hunting.
Yep, Sheriff's in a game pursuit again. This is just Thursday for me. I've been waiting for this to happen the whole time I've been here.
Bullets. And they still remain standing. First, I thought they were zombies, but when I snuck up on one, cut its stomach out, I found the truth. The red seeds. Those seeds made those deer invincible.
What?
George, no Olympics for you. You'll fail the doping test. You'd be good food for wild animals, though.
What?
I have these seeds because I chose them. They came to me, and that proves my divinity.
I wonder what this would be like if there was no combat at all in the game, right? Dude, you're dropping like 60% of them, man. There's a more efficient way to get them all in your mouth. Oh my god. At least we've set up the York hallucinates. Oh my god, his voice.
Red tree. You've
Red
got that
tree.
all wrong, George. That's the mark of child abuse.
He's so disinterested. He's done this like 20 times before.
That's no use, York. Carol's death gave me eternal strength. It's surging through my body. I can no longer be killed. York, aren't you honored? You'll be the first to congratulate me for my new powers.
I love his hair. The hairstyle change. This is so silly. Even for this game, this is silly. Oh, new music, that's cool. Oh, I was supposed to mash, I think? Okay. That was really abrupt and bad. What? Okay, let's try that again. Oh yeah, my controller died. Good call from the cutscene. Why is it not doing anything? Right, and then when it dies, I have to switch it to port 2. I wonder how often that happens to people.
Going to crush you.
Yeah, I thought maybe I was scripted to stand still at the start of the fight or something weird. This is so unlike everything else in the game, it's wonderful. I love the ricochet sound from shooting him, too. He's got like such a video gamey glowing weak point. It's really hard to top the Thomas boss fight, though, where he's swinging around on fucking butcher hooks and spinning on clock tower gears.
I'm the chosen one.
Ow.
I'm the chosen one. Going to crush you. Going to crush you.
I love when stuff is randomly and suddenly video gamey when the rest of it was not.
Going to crush you.
I just need to grab him by the boots and, like, so long debowsy him into the edge of the map. It takes so long to take my gun out. How long he pauses after he swings like that. Phase 2?
Getting Anna and Becky involved was
What an easy win!
I was talking so loud.
Carol and Thomas built a secret club for me. All we had to do was tell them about it, and they were giddy to join us immediately. That's where I used the seeds on Anna and Becky. Amazing results, let me tell you. They went berserk, like cats in heat. Anna, especially, enjoyed the seeds.
His gesturing during this.
She would be the first sacrifice for my immortality.
George, your poetic prose is a bit confusing. Let me reword this so it makes sense. You chose Anna as your first victim, so you could be a first-degree murderer.
Why is it in quotes? It's literally... okay.
And you framed Thomas so it looked like he did it.
You saw him, didn't you? All made up. Poor fellow.
He knew that he was only being treated as a substitute for Emily. He knew that. And Carol knew too. But they played along with your
So I wonder if the original version didn't have this ridiculous gamey boss fight, and this dialogue was the original encounter.
You're making me cry.
Except he didn't have the deep Hulk voice.
He's the one who told me about the Raincoat Killer. About how to become divine, too. He didn't believe any of it. But when he told me, it all made sense. Why was I born in such a run-down dump? Why did my mother beat me every day? Why didn't Emily want me? All these things were just preparing me for something more. Ultimate power! Ah!
She's just not that into you. She just had to see you hulked out. He's getting even more hulked out. Red Seed Profile would be a much better title. What? Now it's fucking Titan from Final Fantasy XIV.
With an imagination like that, you belong in the zoo. The Hollywood Zoo.
This is great. He's Blanca. He still has the axe, and the axe is bigger now. I love how long he waits. Yeah, I love the boss music with the whistling song, that'd be great.
Kneel before me, York. This is the end. Die! Let's settle this, York.
What a game. I think the auto lock-on does work, actually. Only at certain angles, I guess. I hope this is what the Londi fight looks like in Shenmue. At least, like, Shenmue has set up the idea that fighting is a thing, right? Londi. Out of context, this is the most normal part of the game, I know, right? If this was all you saw... Like, if Nephimel had come in here during this scene, like, seriously, you should play this game, trust me. Come on, stop doing the throw attack, I can't punish you when you do that. Just swing at me normally. Started to do like a charge move there.
Let's settle this, York. Why?
Really glad we did that side quest for the infinite ammo submachine gun.
Mama, I didn't do anything bad. Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Because you're Blanca?
I didn't do anything.
There should be no music for this. It doesn't work with the...
He's the one that gave me the wonderful present! And it filled me with confidence!
Was it Kaysen?
And that was when I realized!
No, it's his Hulk personality, I guess.
I realized that I am blessed! York! No, you haven't. Right to hold on to it.
They're definitely doing like a, this is how York perceives all of these things, and this is just a more traditional encounter.
I'm concerned about this locket.
The rare hashtag blessed, hashtag need for seed.
I told you, I'm the chosen one. Only the chosen one can own that locket. That's what he told me. Haha! I am special! I am!
Now he has no... Oh, I can't move again. My controller's definitely working this time, except now I'm not allowed to move. Do I just have to reload, or is there any way out of it? Still do the fight like this, okay. Yeah, I can't aim or anything. Clearly how the game is meant to be played. That makes sense. Shoot the axe and deflect it out of the air. I feel like the developers of this game have a weird understanding of projectiles.
No. You're a first-degree murderer. And I'm a federal agent.
I'm a left Japanese bracket. Federal agent, right Japanese bracket. My stand is smells like Teen Spirit. Yeah, okay, so I think it's just that, like, York perceives everything as a video game, or maybe Zack perceives everything as a video game, because you're Zack with the controller. So he just fight him in broad daylight and he got zapped by lightning? On the roof? Oh, it looks like a tree. So sleepy. That sequence was beautiful. I still think that the Thomas boss fight was more ridiculous. Which is saying something because the sheriff of the town turned into a giant Hulk monster with glowing hair. I guess if there had been no Thomas boss fight, if there was just the sheriff boss fight, then the sheriff boss fight would have been even more insane, but it kind of like prepared me a little bit. Oh, hey. Back to the Black Lodge. Red Tree. It's another long story hallway this time.
To return back soon.
Okay. They're all doing the weird
Very
hand behind their back stance.
You'll be able to go back to where you came from.
Stupid kid. Can't end your sentence with a preposition. Also, you said the same thing the other kid said, just less good. It's one of my favorite jokes from the movie Canadian Bacon. The Mounties catch them littering. They start arguing about the Queen's English. You can't end your sentence with a preposition. This is great. This hallway here. Okay. Dude, I want Deadly Premonition 2 to be a prequel, and it just be York going to a different town, and it just, the same kind of shit happens. And this is just, he's used to it. Because he keeps making that comment, I was like, this is really what small towns are like. What?
You also need to have more fun. I'll play with you a little if you like.
Yeah, right? Hey, it's his parents.
Expect no praise. You did nothing but your duty.
Yeah, right?
Francis, well done. I'm sure your father wants to congratulate you.
I'm still trying to figure out the weird, like, interstitial scenes with the old man who's apparently York talking to his daughter Emily. Super weird. She still has a little Kaysen doll.
But I can't allow you to go with your parents yet. There is still something you need to do. Open that envelope.
Washington. That looks like the town patriarch guy. His name is escaping me at the moment. The guy in the wheelchair with the mask. He's got the neck bolts. He's been in the Black Lodge before.
Agent York.
He didn't even get injured.
How long have I been out?
A whole day, plus 10 hours or so.
Chess
I wanted
magazine.
to challenge you to a game, but you were asleep.
Emily. Which room is Emily in?
Emily? What, she hurt too? She hasn't come into the hospital.
What? I told Kaysen to bring her here.
Kaysen? Kaysen came. I mean, he's the one who brought you here.
I thought something was up with Kaysen, right?
He asked me to...
Keep seeing the doll. So maybe him saying he gave it to me is talking about Kaysen giving him the seeds.
What is it?
I don't know. He just asked me to hand it to you after you woke up. Anyway, you solved the case, right? Hey, do you want to play some chess?
No. This is not the time for that.
Sorry. I'll have to take a rain check. I have an urgent issue I need to attend to, and I need to leave the hospital.
Zach, I have a bad feeling about this.
So everyone that appeared to be a red herring was actually, they all did it, right? The three people they chose to spend any time on fleshing their backstory in the mandatory cutscenes all were involved. Spent all that time studying chess magazine for nothing. He set up the chess set next to York's bed and everything. Just waiting for... It sounded like 34 hours. Key from Cason. Okay. 2 FPS. The fuck? Seriously? Giant Cerberus dog? Does that represent Willy or something? His movement.
Zach, I'm getting a really bad feeling about all this.
You think so? What's giving you the bad feeling?
George was the murderer that we were after, but killing him, of course, does not solve all the murders related to the Red Seeds. I do not know what Harry said is true at all. And the answer to the mystery of those Red Seeds is here in this town. I'm sure of that.
That you can run into dogs sooner? Okay.
He's an FBI agent. I left Emily alone as I slept through an entire day. Zach, I need you to pray with me. Pray that things have not gone too far.
Something's wrong here. I can't quite place my finger on it.
Let's go to the location written in Cason's letter.
Alright, here comes a anticlimactic checking of the map. This sure is a video game. I get to hear the entire strangled saxophone song. Okay, so we want to go left and then straight for a long time until I can go left again, and then we'll check the map. Definitely see why Usha wants to stay inside and play chess, right? When the alternative is Hell Dogs. First driving of the whole stream. I love how they just like spawn in occasionally. Got infinite gas and car durability. I'm gonna keep going straight. Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep going straight. Take the next left, and then the next right. Oh yeah, mine for fish. 55 if I turn the lights on. It has the worst handling of any car. Everyone knows Crown Royals are trash. Crown Vics, rather, right? Although they had, like, two twists. Like, it's Thomas. No, it's George. No, it's Kaysen. Everyone in this town is a fucking psychopath. Let's do the Orient Express thing. Totally deserved to dodge the dog there. Calculated. Definitely it was the pot lady, the most suspicious person. The most on-the-nose Twin Peaks character. God, I can't read that map. You were the small town all along. Big old evil red tree.
George's house?
I guess it's just to make sure that you saw the tree in the backyard. Now I have the key to his house. I was really trying to get in here earlier. I also tried to tail him for a bit. I think it might tip me off to something. I do like that they put the tree in the backyard and put all the vines on it. Like, that's kind of fun, especially if you already know who it is, to go check out his house. You're like, ooh, creepy. But it was enough to help give it away.
This is most strange, Zach. I thought this story was all over. But it looks like there's something else before we get to see the ending.
Observe. This is the King Castle, I assume. Why this need to display power? Something I'll never understand. What the fuck are you talking about? Is there supposed to be something there? It's just an empty desk. Oh, new song. Who isn't? Shooting zombies as an abstraction for some other activity, though, right? That's hard to gamify. Underneath. And the music just cuts when I get in here. Such a weird way to do that. This was the wire found at each crime scene. Should we send this in as evidence, or do we no longer need to? I mean, you're the FBI agent. What's protocol, dude? The health officers would turn pale if they saw that. Hey, another opportunity to shave. Let's do what's important. Usually I don't get a camera angle where I can actually see him shave. That was a special one. Stuffed deer. Oh, card. Okay, I was like, what? In the toilet? think they want there to be a reveal or something whenever you move one of these things. This is how that door should have worked, but it was actually just a door in the prison cell, right? That looks like a booby trap. Oh wait, maybe not. He's just a fucking weirdo.
Zach, it looks like George really had a thing for Emily.
Yeah, he said that. The king's bed doesn't look comfortable. Someone's in the chair. I'm sure that's gonna end well. Just make as much noise as you can while exerting. Hopefully it's not Emily, that would be sad. That is mom? Oh, it's like a psycho thing.
Meeting the mother is always a bad experience after killing the son.
Yeah, you think? You fucking think? Like, did you notice that he had a sapling of the red tree that you've been investigating the whole time? It's like, yes, I did. You made a big deal of it when he first showed up. He's literally not animated to be able to... Or he has to have it with him at all times.
Zach, look.
Yeah, that's not...
To reverse peace mark.
Yeah, no shit. He said this in the last boss fight. They made it pretty clear.
It's a tree.
Okay, this tells me that that boss fight was added, right? It's like a red rum thing.
Red tree.
FK.
Kaysen.
Wait.
He's the one?
Is that something that... Is there like a pun that translates into Japanese or something? I think the original game there was no boss fight.
Emily.
Like I think you never got a chance to encounter the sheriff or something, or it like played out differently. Because this only makes sense if we didn't have that long encounter with him. So it was everyone I suspected, hooray! In any other game, it would make you mad. In this game, you're just like, okay, what are you guys gonna do next? Yeah, he said the FK thing. You saw it in the copy. They made it clear. He's there with the sapling. It's like super obvious. I think they just wanted there to have more than one twist. They didn't want it to just be one person, right?
Previously during the investigation.
I don't know how they could have have him give you the sapling without that completely giving it away, right?
Agent Francis York Morgan.
You're out
That'd
of
be
your
great.
mind. The goddess won't smile for you anymore, George. Emily, Which room is Emily in? That wasn't a reversed peace mark. Red tree.
Zach, I need you to pray with me. Pray that things have not gone too far.
Yeah, with like Anna, Becky, Carol, Diane, Emily. This is the original Raincoat Killer, I think.
Over there.
The angry townsfolk. Seriously? Raincoat Killer? That's funny. This is kind of neat. Episode 6, Zach Morgan. Amazing Grace? Okay. Early on, I was like, I bet it's gonna be, York, because he's fucking crazy. He sees all this shit, but I don't think that's where they're going with this. Definitely can't get to that thing, right? These are just actual people that we're killing now. Turns out an axe is way worse than a gun. Nick sparks on grass. Makes perfect sense. Nothing strange happening here. This doesn't seem to be the right way. I'm surprised it even lets me back here. Oh, here we go. Small towns can't afford the real thing. This is such an odd sequence with the red gate everywhere. Not that kind of... Okay. Like, Amazing Grace really works here because it's shown up as a motif so much in the normal game, right? Public domain. It'd be great if I could, like, get into a cop car right now and just drive the rest of the way there. This is like the playing as Emily for 2 minutes, well, for 20 minutes to chase a dog thing, right? It's so long. I believe the player is meant to be Zack. Whenever he talks to Zack, that's when you get prompts to do things. I do think that this game, you can see it start to accelerate, like when they kind of run out of time and need to just wrap things up. We see that in tons of games. Even like God of War 2018, which is really polished otherwise, it's like, shit. We gotta wrap this. It's such a strange sequence. I don't know if I was meant to be able to make it to the clock tower. I guess if I had known the route and gone straight there. You knocked the door open. The noises they're making are too good. Okay, no, it did actually matter. This is presumably the real time limit that's playing now. It's the Cold War. It was him. That's why it was the same model. At least they used that for something. It was just completely random that one of the guards was a fat guy. That appeared to be holding a sapling, even in the previous flashback to that sequence. That was one where I just thought it was being bad. It was like, they just have a character that's using Kaysen's... Hey, they're all zombies. It's kind of cool. They made zombie versions of all of them.
Daddy, Mommy, and Grandpa. Everyone's acting strange.
It's okay.
Yeah, is he 80 years old? And now he's here, so he was the Raincoat Killer? Who knows? Great. Yeah, the Raincoat Killer, the original Raincoat Killer was someone from like a long time ago during the Cold War. It's just weird that we used the Raincoat Killer to get to the tower to see that it was Kaysen, and then we picked up controlling York again.
Controlled by an unknown force. Let's try not to hurt them if we can.
Okay. Love that it still has the open sign outside. I think maybe the part where you're controlling the Raincoat Killer was just like a quick flashback to establish who Kaysen was, but right, he must be super fucking old then. So I don't think the implication is that it's Zack / York, but Your guess is as good as mine. So York and Zack are like the YZ of the game, the alphabet theme.
Open this door. There is no turning back.
I mean,
you still want to enter?
Do you think that if I turn back, I could go explore the town and keep playing the game?
Very well then. Off you go, Mr. York.
It's Mr. Morgan. York's his middle name. But okay.
And finally you arrive, York.
George is dead. You've got nowhere left to run.
He doesn't have the sapling.
Oh, right, George. He was a funny one. I gave him a toy locket, and he was so impressed, so moved. But he wasn't very intelligent. He was born in this.
He saved all his saplingless animations for this.
Too long to discover the red seeds. Binding down people with rules is a sign of small-mindedness, and that was what George represented in life.
I like that he has his regular costume on here.
Oh, but I can't allow that now, can I? York, you left her to me, in my care, remember? I told you to come with us, didn't I? You must remember that. But you didn't come. You chose your job over the woman that you love.
Casey, this chit-chat is over.
Over? Indeed it is.
So I get George. They like set up
Just a moment ago.
why he's crazy.
It was a fantastic moment.
This guy's just like an American Nazi that wants to experiment on townsfolk with purple mist.
That ends with the ultimate dessert. I fed her a fake story about my past, and she took in every word.
These animations.
Cut out your nonsense. I told you, no more talk.
There you go, York. That's right. Feel the hate boiling.
You see Darth Sidious now?
That's what makes little men create such great and amazing history. Just like tiny ants that make giant ant hills. You know, I just had dessert, and yet I'm already hungry again. No wonder why I keep failing at keeping a diet.
Kaysen, stop. The next one will pierce you between your eyes.
Gross.
York.
Emily, it's me. I'm here. Don't worry. Everything will be fine now.
York? Is that you? Oh, thank God. York,
Emily, no. That isn't me.
York. York.
Gross. Surprised you didn't shoot him, because he could be like, oh, what the fuck? Jesus.
York. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Emily. Hurry, come over here. We need to get you to the hospital.
I can't. I can't go to you. I've been
Oh,
spoiled.
gross. Don't do that.
You have a heart that can't be soiled. No matter what happens to your body, you are still yourself.
York.
And the final boss. Yay! I mean, you just put it that way. Be like, I'm a tree monster now.
Requires a certain technique. What do you think? Artistic, isn't it? It's like a surrealistic painting.
Yeah, right.
York, shoot me.
Emily?
Let me die. Please. York.
Zach, what should I do?
Oh, interesting.
I'm sorry, my darling.
Let her go!
Remove that sapling from her body, Kason.
Xander, it's too late. Once it's like this, I can't do anything to stop it.
Please, darling. Shoot me. I'd rather die. If you love me, let me die.
How old is Kason?
At times, we must purge things from this world because they should not exist. Even if it means losing someone that you love.
Geez, Xander, that's the X name, I guess.
I couldn't do it. However, you can.
Xander, York, and Zach.
When the time comes and you have to make that decision, make the right one.
Okay, Zach?
But you didn't purge. She just. Okay, right, because he's saying he didn't do it.
Zach. Zach. Morgan. Francis. Zach. Morgan. Francis. Zach. Morgan. I saw you, Zach.
Yeah, I'm been with this game the whole time, but these last 20 minutes have been very bizarre. For even for this game. He's got this little doll of himself.
Hey, Zach. It's okay. I'm here. I'm with you. I'll be with you always. We can get through this together. Who are you? My name is York. Me and you will always be together. Okay, Zach? I'm you, and you are me. Now, give me your hand.
I remember. I traded places with York. York.
Oh, they kept mentioning his scar. I guess that makes more sense. This is very Twin Peaks.
Zach, please. Please shoot. Kill me.
They better put me in control for this.
York, what should I do? Tell me what to do, York. Zach, you have to decide for yourself what you must do. I'll be with you no matter what you decide. Don't worry.
Like he sounds like he's using a different voice. Oh god, my controller died. No!
You don't deserve to live. I don't deserve to live. Well, unfortunately, I've always been more than human. I'm a messenger of the Red Tree, a citizen from the Red World.
That's enough, Case.
Zach, you made the wrong choice.
You told me I could make any choice.
But don't give up. Think carefully. Father's words will guide us.
Oh god. You want me to literally just do what he said?
Now again, focus on reality, Zach.
Well, I guess now I know that Kaysen's from the Red World. I'm with you no matter what choice, but that was the wrong choice. Like, I feel like the game was clearly broadcasting that I should shoot her, but I'm like...
Zach, please.
Zach, you have to decide for yourself what you must do. I'll be with you no matter what you decide. Don't worry.
There are some things in this world that must be extracted, no matter what. Even if that means losing someone that you love.
Yeah, that's not even the same line. They repeated it like 4 times in the game.
I can't do it. I can't kill Emily.
I'm sorry, Zach.
Stop. Emily!
Ladies and gentlemen, and
It's a lot of blood.
now the grand finale.
What the fuck is happening?
Emily, what have you done?
Zach, I wasn't used as soil at all.
Mostly tree blood.
You're beautiful. The most beautiful person I've ever seen.
Thank you, Zach.
Thought they couldn't top Thomas and George Holt. Okay.
With you.
I'm a messenger from the Red World. You can't kill me. What?
Emily, no. You aren't supposed to go over there. That's not the way. Come back, Emily.
York and Zach. Finally, I understand. You two really are best friends. I'm a little jealous.
Hey, stand up, Zach. It's up to you now.
Yeah, I think that was kind of cool that they did that with Zach's personality being different.
I finally got to meet you face to face, but you had to go with York, didn't you? He always gets the girl. He's a good guy. You see that too, right? He kept talking to me and ended up pulling me back out of that room. I'm sure he'll make you very happy.
I love the Sparkle crying, because because of all the bloom, you can't see anything on their face.
Why did you bring Zach back? Who the hell are you two? How did you get out of the Red Room?
What? He's a boomer. What? Oh my god. Wow. This is incredible. This is incredible. This one might top the Thomas, but... You barely have any time to dodge that. This sure is a game that exists. Probably needed to bring more healing packs. That attack is really hard to dodge.
What was that? What was that?
Okay, I think I got it now.
What was that?
Yeah, like, so all the supernatural stuff in this game was able to be thought of as a gaming abstraction until this final sequence, and then shit gets really weird. I'm a messenger of the Red World. They're clapping? What? Who's clapping? Where'd that come from? Oh, I thought I had to look. Yeah, they love to loop stuff in this. It's really weird. Awkward looping is a really important part of this game's sound effect system. Yeah, the reveal with Zack and York is kind of neat. I was triggering his death yell on every shot at the end there. That would have been awful with the pistol. So, to be fair to this, Twin Peaks has supernatural stuff that's happening, and it's really fucking weird. It's at least as weird as this, if not weirder. This isn't that much weirder than Fire Walk With Me.
Compared to the full effects of the seeds themselves, but I still got a really good laugh out of it.
The Thomas, George, and Kaysen fights are not where I was expecting this game to go.
But I really don't like having to exercise.
What the fuck? So how does Willie fit into all this? Try dashing or
Try dashing through. Try
really truthful.
Method, holy shit, what the fuck is that?
I like how there's like no sound. There's no sound for this giant thing crawling on the wall, but there was a sound for the little kid's footsteps on the pathway.
You're an annoying little dog.
And for the dog walking around in the museum earlier, right? Just silently climbing on the wall. It's great. Like a frog? That's the second time they've described it. He fell. What a goof. Whoops.
You win again, Gravity.
I did not mean to do that.
Him being silent after all the unnecessary walk sounds is the funniest. I just rolled. He's like, ah! He falls off the edge. Where am I right now? I guess it doesn't matter. Just imagine someone seeing this, like, this is all they see of Deadly Premonition, and then they play the first 17 hours. They're like, what? Something. Like many of the sequences like this in the game, this is just a little bit too long. Yeah. Like, I feel like you do one loop, and that's enough to get the idea. It's like the Emily chasing Willie sequence. I think it's my, like, little light that I have on my lapel. Yeah, that could have been 1/10 as long. Doesn't have stick wiggling, I know, right? I don't know what's better, if that's it. I love how he's running down and now he's at the top of this giant thing.
Emily, I will avenge your death. Just a moment longer. I'll buy you a new dress to make up for all the pain I've caused you. The dress you wore when you came to my hotel room didn't seem to fit you right.
What? I love the giant black bar in the center of the sky there. This is just gonna be normal Kaysen, but huge? Okay. It's even better. He's got his overalls. You're right there, saving his not holding his sapling animations. The giant dog on his pants.
Kaysen, I've been meaning to tell you this. You're one crazy guy.
Okay. This is so weird. Doll's probably what I have to shoot, right? Yeah. Makes sense. Maybe set the doll down, buddy. No, it needs to do ominous Latin whistling. I never did get the Magnum. I probably would speed this up a bit. I think this is kind of like the witch boss, where like I have to trigger little holding his head sequences to actually do a decent amount of damage. So it'd be interesting to see a speedrun of. I wonder if you can just lock him down or something. Giant Cason is so much more interesting, I think, than his previous two forms. It's like so goofy. I think that just does damage to me if I'm too close to him or something. FPS shockwaves, right? Shit. I'd make a nice doll. This game hasn't trained me to aim normally because the whole game lock-on has been more than sufficient. And the aiming is super janky, beyond just the amount of recoil. I'm doing my best. I don't think I can damage him while he's holding his head like that. Yeah, I dodged it that time. Looks like it dropped a pickup too. think I interrupt some kind of attack from him there. Bullets for my infinite gun. Thanks, man. You repairing your doll? You better not be. Probably should have done that like a long time ago for your hit points, dude. Like, oh, he's still holding his hand out like he's got the doll, right? Oh, I see. Supposed to like climb on his hand after he lands it? Okay. Thanks, giant red arrow. Just like picturing like Ine-san and Shenmue getting like a giant final boss version. You stayed out too late, Dio! People from the Red World have no object permanence. Oh my god, I'm not meant to be climbing up here. I love it. Come on, man, I can see the doll. You just gotta stand somewhere else, please. 'Cause I can't aim at it from here. It was so cartoonish. Oh, you take it back out? Oh, don't heal yourself, dude. That's extremely dickish. I could have won there if that hadn't happened. I love what a weird mechanic that is for a boss fight, too. Yeah, they had boss mechanics from other games described to them without ever actually playing them. Kind of give him an arbitrary amount of health, right? Did you ever hear of Shadow of the Colossus, where you have to climb up on a giant creature? It's really cool. The slow turnaround where he like unceremoniously stuffs it in his otherwise impervious pocket on his overalls, like... Yeah, this makes sense. Do your slam attack, dude. Come on. Oh, they didn't make him close his hand. Okay. Aim down right away this time. Yeah! Oh, cool. Now he's got a Resident Evil eye coming out of his mouth. Oh, that's frustrating, Death Johnson. I could see that. It was really hard for me to get the angle even in this one.
It's because you don't understand humans.
What a cool line. It'll be hard to go back. Cool guys, don't look at giant exploding... Oh, this game's too much. It's gonna be fun to go back and watch scenes from this game again and see that character. And be like, I know where you end up. Jesus. I hope no one actually got killed in the process of them going cray-cray. I like it was generic cray-cray. So assuming there's not someone behind that guy, there's not a third or fourth person.
Tries not to show it, but he's pretty shy. Don't wait for him to propose. Just ask him to marry you.
I would have liked a fourth wall break with the Zack thing, since they seem to be building to that through most of the game. But I guess the idea that York was actually the imaginary friend all along is kind of a fun concept. I feel like that doll is the merch for this game. That made sense. That was reasonable. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? Yeah, so there's a character in this game for every letter of the alphabet, right?
Previously, during the
Zack accounts for X, Y, and Z.
The other me. My other personality.
There are some things in this world that must be extracted. No matter.
It's not what he said. They repeated it like 4 times to make sure we knew the phrasing.
Why can you cause me?
I love the pictures.
York and Zack. Finally, I understand. You two really are best friends. I'm a little jealous.
I'm sure he'll make you very happy.
Epilogue. Hey, he's got his skull mask on.
Are you leaving today?
Maybe.
Zack, that story I told you the other day, did you believe any of it?
The fact of the matter is that I couldn't save Emily. So it really doesn't matter whether I believed you or not.
I'm very sorry about her. There's something mysterious about that picture. There's a calming beauty to it, and yet it exudes sadness.
Harry, I have a few questions for you.
About what, Zack?
Your last name isn't really Stewart, is it?
What, is he the W?
George was my son.
You were there in the White Room when I was there. Why?
Never mind.
The same reason as your father. Long, long ago, I too was unable to shoot my wife.
That's a really fucking common theme in this universe.
Which is why I lost both. When I loved, and my son.
How many people are in a situation where they have to but can't shoot their wife?
But I still loved her. I wanted to save George too.
Is this game like the opposite of Silent Hill 2? 1 over Silent Hill 2? A bunch of guys who aren't sexually frustrated, who are completely incapable of killing their wives.
But you have put an end to all of that.
It's the ritual of becoming a man.
If they are happy.
Zach, no need to worry about that. York will guide Emily and the other girls into the forest.
This is the origin story for Harrison Ford and The Fugitive. Especially Thomas.
Hey, Michael. Mind stopping the car for a moment?
Very well, Mr. Francis Zach Morgan.
I kind of want to go back and watch Twin Peaks again. I need to see season 3 that came out recently. It's cool because season 2 is very mild. I guess it doesn't spoil anything, but there's a character who says, "See you in 25 years" at the end of season 2, and then season 3 aired exactly 25 years to the day from that line. Which David Lynch didn't plan on, but did they adopt Willie? Is Willie not like a Satan dog or something?
Uh-huh. That's right.
The antagonist of the sequel.
It's a shame about Emily, and the other girls, too.
York/Zach does map pretty closely to Agent Cooper.
How are Isaac and Isaiah?
Disappointed in the lack of Willie lore. Says he wasn't a mini-boss.
Oh, they're fine. They still don't think the girls are dead.
They think they're goddesses. Or some shit. See, they're bookending. This is where the game started, with the 2 creepy kids in the forest.
Give it to him yourself. He's right next to you.
One of these motherfuckers stabbed me in the leg with some scissors. Willie is the town.
Okay, I understand. We'll do it for you.
Kids don't have any special fucking wisdom.
Emily kind of told us to give this to you.
Emily said it's a present for Zach.
Thank you. Where did you get this?
Emily asked us to give it to you. See? She's over there.
There's another Zach there too. You're twins, just like us.
Emily couldn't give it to you herself. She said she's too embarrassed. So, she asked us to hand it to you.
Low
Emily
frame rate
really
dog
likes
shaking
you,
its butt.
Zach. She really likes you.
No, she doesn't. Not me. She really likes that guy York. The guy you see standing next to her.
We're all crazy.
Anyways, you two. Be nice to the girls, okay? And they'll be nice to you.
We don't like girls.
Girls are boring.
The farmer guy is totally cool with this. His hat is trying so hard to stay in his back there. It wants to launch into the skybox.
Just full of energy.
I can't believe they actually modeled the hat to have any kind of physics at all, right? Just make it like a unmoving texture on his back.
Emily.
Ad is literally angry with rage.
Sounds like you're both doing fine. I feel better about you two now. And hey, York. I figured out why George carried on his body all the way into the woods. It was for them. He wanted Isaac and Isaiah to find her.
Mr. Francis Zach Morgan, if you are finished, if you are...
Hey, whistle song.
Let us return.
Should have played during the final boss fight.
No need for that. You can go home. I want to take a
Or
look
even
around.
better, have like the Latin chanting be the melody of the whistle song.
I'm sure Mr. Stewart will approve of that.
Ho 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 ho.
Thank you, Michael.
Fat key son. Oh shit. Oh, controller's dead. So. Come on. You coming back on there, controller? We get to end the game with a little bit more driving, it looks like. Extra for Daily Reporter. And we've got a destination, it looks like. Time is still passing. So, like, there's a lot of things that could be still happening here, but if this is literally just drive to the exit of town...
Can you hear me? I'm a little jealous. I'm all alone on this side now. But don't worry, York. I've had it easy for so long having you with me. I need to get used to being on my own.
I do like, it sounds like the voice actor has a slightly different style for Zach and York. More attention than this game deserves. Yeah, real is a good way to put it. Agent Cooper on Twin Peaks talks a little weird. Kind of just has a weird cadence. Okay, it's back to the hotel, so we're gonna go left here, through the tunnel, and then right. Yeah, so like, I'm not super clear. I don't think that Zach's dad, Xander, literally had a run-in with the same giant fat tree demon that caused his wife to sprout an evil sapling from her womb. I think that was symbolic or something? I don't know.
I hope things
things are going well with Emily.
You've always been horrible with women. I gave you tons of advice during your last relationship. And you ignored all of it. I'm sure Emily will take the lead.
Just don't fight her. Let her steer you in the right direction.
So you think that part was real? Keeson maps onto Bob from Twin Peaks, sort of, kind of. Right? Yeah, we're at the end of the game. Which is the epilogue. Talking to Polly. Either everything was real, including the zombies, or nothing was. Well, I think the supernatural... Oh, I turned a little early. I think everything in the final dungeon was real, but I don't think we fought Hulk Monster George. I think the scene we saw at the end with the axe was what really happened. I don't think any of the zombies were real. Yeah, like I said, I think everyone should see this game.
Oh, nothing.
I don't think the fight in the clock tower was real either, no. Oh, hey, let's check on Sigourney real quick. I think that was just one bullet that was fired, right? Shit, we gotta give him gameplay. The cutscene certainly behaved like it was picking up right after the cutscene right before the boss fight started.
Hey, Sigourney.
I'm glad you're here. My pot, it's getting cold. Please, let's get going.
Okay.
Oh shit, I'm picking up a side quest at the end of the game.
By the way, what's in the pot?
Does that really matter? Now let's get going. Hurry!
I can't help wondering what's in that pot. But I should get her home first.
Cold Pot 2.
Now, get the car going. My house is over by the lake. 3, 2, 1, go!
Can I just go back to the hotel and call it?
Why aren't we there yet? Could you step on it? If we go this slow, my pot is going to get cold. This is not good. It's losing more and more of it. At this rate, my pot is going to get cold.
Oh my god, I have to do the side quest. Wait, maybe we're okay. I wonder if she'll still be in the car. Okay, no, we just got inside the building.
York, tonight I'm going to sleep like a baby.
Aw. I'm such a monster, I allowed the pot to remain cold. She went to the car complaining about her pot getting cold.
Zach, it's over. All finished.
It's like going to sleep with your bra on.
It's time for you to leave town.
With your tie on?
Are you ready to go?
That's cool. I do have a
goodbye, Zach.
Post-game exploration thing if you want it.
Thank you for everything. Good night.
There's York talking again.
And sleep tight.
Polly actually did it all along.
Polly, what's that picture?
Oh, that. We took it when the clock tower was built.
50 years ago?
That's right.
Dude in the raincoat.
That's me in the middle. I was pretty popular back then. Men were always around me.
I love that they didn't like make the picture have a higher resolution
Just sign here,
for the
please.
zoom in.
Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Polly. I was just thinking of a friend. Someone who was with me for a long, long time.
He must have been a really good friend then. Otherwise, why else would you remember him at a time like this?
Indeed. We used to fight, but he really was a good person. He's gone now, though. Gone away to a place where we can't meet again.
I'm sorry to hear that, but if he's a friend of yours, I'm sure he's getting on just fine.
Thank you, Polly. You know what? I think so, too.
I'm glad we had set aside time to go late. I think this is going to end almost perfectly on the normal stream schedule. But I would have been nervous if it was cutting it close. You gonna quit smoking? At least you didn't litter. Good job, Zach. And he's just gonna walk home. Hey, it's Willie! York's the smoker. Bye, Twin Peaks, Lone Summit, Greenvale.
Did Emily die?
No. She became the goddess of the forest. Even now, she is still in the forest with York.
Should have just, well...
She watches over the world from there.
Emily became a goddess.
That's right. Isn't that a lovely ending?
They gave him the heterochromia so you could be sure who this is, right?
Can I ask you something? What kind of person is York?
York is a real nice guy. He's been a good friend of mine since I was small.
Like Mr. Teddy?
Yes, just like Mr. Teddy. A very important friend.
He's got the badass Japanese math teacher mustache. Well, that was... What was with the big orchestra sting there? That was unnecessary. The dog is definitely an evil demon dog.
Emily! It's almost time for dinner! Take your grandfather's dinner up to him, will you?
Yes, Mom!
How's your grandfather doing?
I don't know. He's calling me Emily again.
Oh dear, he must be losing his memory.
Oh dear.
You are Louise, honey. Michelle Louise Morgan. Not Emily. You know that.
Let me tell you your full name, as you know.
Name, Mom.
I know you do, baby. You're just so lovely, Louise.
So who did Zach get with?
That's why your grandfather mixes you up with a goddess.
This is so bad. I feel like they should, in the cast, they should do the cast in alphabetical order, so that if you didn't catch it during the game, you would see it now.
I don't know, dear.
Zach
I'm not
and
much like
Emily.
your grandfather.
Is there even such a thing as a goddess?
I believe so, but I've never met one.
Mom, you're so pretty. You look like a goddess.
Just normal
Thank
Pacific
you,
Northwestern
honey.
conversation.
If I am a goddess, then you are an angel.
And then Zack became senile? I'm super interested to know what changed in the director's cut. Now that I've unlocked the ability to like, read wikis and stuff for this game. Yeah, what's with this? Where was this in the game? It looks like they did some outsourcing the animation, right? We saw that with Resident Evil 6, had an almost entirely, I think it was like a Polish team. All the scenes with Grandpa York are new. They don't add anything. Willie's the real one behind it all. That's funny. No, I'm kind of tempted to make the whistle song as a Gregorian chant song. Hey, they are doing it. Thanks, game. In case you didn't catch it. There's two eyes because they're twins. Willie W is played by Enigma. Okay. Yep. I really didn't think they were going to do it for sure, but... Citizen of 50 years ago. I guess Willie was the W name all along. That's close to the end. That's right up there with X, Y, and Z. So the dog must be significant. Bro, why?
Mom, do you believe those stories that Grandpa tells?
You believe them, Louise? They're all just made-up stories, dear. All fiction, like your picture books.
So all my picture book stories aren't true?
Oh, don't twist things around, Louise. You just want to know everything, don't you?
So the director wanted to be like, it's okay, I know it was crazy, but it was just a crazy old man telling stories. Or was it?
Here, take this dinner to your grandfather. Go on while it's still hot.
Mom,
nice.
I understand what Grandpa is talking about. I've got Mr. Teddy, just like Grandpa's York.
Very nice, dear. Now off you go. Hold it straight or you'll spill the soup.
I've got it.
This is this game's equivalent of the post-credits Ocelot phone call, right? Soup will return in Deadly Premonition 2. Yes, Mr. President. He ate the soup. Yes, sir. The soup with the seeds in it. Yeah. I feel like the game got better about using more music later on, which is weird, because you could tell it was kind of rushing to the finish line after taking its time in the early chapters. So I wonder why there was more music the further along it got. But like the first 10 hours was pretty much just those 3 or 4 songs, often hearing all 4 of them in one cutscene. Was that game real? Was it just a dream that I had? I'm super pumped for Deadly Premonition 2, as excited as I am for Shenmue 3. But that's saying a lot. Shenmue has been a really important series to me. I played it when I was a pretty young kid. Back in, like... Well, let's see, it was had to be after 1999 that it came out. It's not that young. Like a teenager, but still. Man, if I could lay off the trucks. Composer and artist started from the end, the designers and writers started from the beginning. Aw, York and Emily get to be together forever. Except one of them is imaginary and one of them is actually dead. So How Long to Beat estimate was pretty accurate. I probably went over by an hour by not advancing time with smoking every time. Grandpa Zach's in here. What? Math teacher mustache. It looks so badass. He got to be with his imaginary friend who's with his girl? I guess he gets to be with his imaginary friend. That's sweet. Or something. Yeah. Legend, the legend of the third wheel legend. Always in the way.
Zach.
Yeah, what could it even be about at this point?
How many years has it been? I've been close to you the whole time. You probably couldn't see me, but you felt my presence nearby, right, Zach? I never thought you'd get married and have a family. Quite a surprise. I spent years honing my profiling skills, but I never saw that one coming. That's what makes humans so interesting. And that's why I just can't leave you guys alone.
There's weird processing on his voice here. Sounds like it was recorded on a different day.
So happy is the best thing I could ever ask for. Anyway, Zach, did you see the newspaper today?
I'm okay with an unrelated story.
Out, over the last 3 months, there's been a string of bizarre
What's
incidents
going on with his
in New
cheeks?
Orleans. Residents there are reporting a sudden strike of nausea, and then they completely lose control of their bodies.
Yeah, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me. Also, House of the Rising Sun, Robin.
Make you feel anything? It makes me feel something. I know you feel it too, Zach.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh shit, controller died again. Once was lost, but now I'm found.
I thought that's what you'd say.
Well, it made me pick something because I had to back out of the venue.
It's time to wake up, Zach.
Well, that was sudden. Okay. Damn. Abrupt as hell. I wonder if that was recorded for the director's cut. Yay, that was a fun game.
Grandpa's gone!
Oh, interesting.
Where did he go?
On the title screen? Okay, that's all. He went and committed suicide. He Obi-Wan Kenobi'd, became one with the Force or something. Or like super fucking old Zack is off investigating the New Orleans murders. Who knows? Thanks, folks. Deadly Premonition was great. I really enjoyed this game. Thanks everyone for voting for it. Thanks Death Johnson for getting it on the sheet.